I'm the host with the most boasts, Taylor Elajas, here getting down and dirty. I'm about to answer some questions with sounds of the future.
I love you, 508.
So my name is Taylor Elajas. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm a motivator, interviewer, food reviewer, restaurant consultant, marketer, overall creative and creator. I popped out the coochie knowing how to do the most with what I got. And along the way, I started to inspire people with my ability to be myself and create authentically and overall just live uniquely, be myself uniquely, and to create and innovate in this world where we only live once. So you got to do what you feel your calling is. And I'm called to create. So like I said, I came out the coochie like this, you know what I'm saying? I even going back to elementary school, I used to make children's books out of loose leaf. My mom didn't like me buying cards. On top of the fact I had no money, you know what I'm saying? She wanted me to literally make the cards from scratch. So whenever it was Christmas or birthdays or their anniversaries, or for anybody in my family, I would literally hand make cards, like 3D cards out of construction paper. I used to say I made better cards than Hallmark. You know what I'm saying? I was going crazy. But elementary school, I performed in front of students, teachers, faculty, played the drums, electric guitar, acoustic guitar. I sang while also playing the guitar, drawing, painting. I went to creative art schools all my life, so I really just have a calling for, I really do feel like I was put on this earth to create and just utilize my various talents that I've also gained along the way of being able to edit and direct and just be a visionary and be able to produce my vision. And I'm able to create a thought of something I want to do and see it all the way through until it becomes something that either you as the viewer could watch, or I could physically hold, or I could physically give to somebody, or it could turn into something that somebody could be able to critique or have their own opinion on, or what have you. So EBNTV stands for Elajas Broadcast Network, and it inaugurated in 2021, and it's also distributed by Roku, so you can check it out. EBNTV. If you have a smart TV or Roku device, type in EBNTV. You're gonna see some funny content, I'm telling you. You're gonna get you a couple laughs. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, when I was growing up, I was watching a bunch of TV and a bunch of YouTube, and one day it just hit me. I'm like, yo, these actors have already made the money. The directors already made the money. The cable networks have made the money for showing this programming, but me, I ain't made a dollar. I'm on my couch watching TV. I don't know if you've ever seen that ICDC commercial, but I'm sitting there on my couch watching TV. Go do something with your life. So I was like, you know what? I need to go do something with my life. Why am I watching more content than I'm producing and distributing? So when it hit me, I was like, yo, I need to do something about that. So that's really also when I leaned into heavily creating more things than I intook. And even now to this day, I still apply that with social media. I try not to intake too much social media content without feeling like I'm taking that in and figuring out how I could also produce something similar, or I could kind of be inspired by that to create my own content, videos, graphics, or what have you, but I also inaugurated the concept of EBNTV where, I run several YouTube platforms, several Instagram platforms, several TikTok platforms. I'm on Roku. I also exclusively drop content on passes, so I like to produce all this content. Also have a magazine, podcast. I produce all this content because there's people out there like me that was just bored and needed things to watch and wanted to be entertained. So whenever I wanted to be entertained, I would watch TV, I would watch YouTube. And what was good about TV is that no matter when you turn on the TV, there's something to watch, but what's even better about even things like YouTube, I guess, there's a bunch of ads now, but when I first started watching YouTube years ago, there wasn't as many ads, but you could always have something to watch on YouTube. Just hours and hours, hundreds and thousands of hours of content on YouTube. So, I like to produce for the people like me that want to always have something to watch and also just be inspired to want to create content in whatever niche that they want to see themselves in, where I create content in the sports field, the music field, the entertainment field, whether it's doing interviews or food reviews or music reviews, just whatever. I want to make sure I'm creating content for the consumer in whatever branch of content that they like to indulge in. Yeah, so I guess getting a little exclusive here, I don't really talk about the fact that I also produce music, but I don't produce it under my own name. Check out Elayoshi. It's kind of my music alter ego where I tap into different sides of my brain. And kind of one of my monikers for Elayoshi at a point was the dark brain's best friend, but nowadays I'm kind of more on like a dark R&B alternative type of vibe. But I want to also bring R&B back in my own way. And I think really R&B is going to make its own wave coming up, whether it's next year or in a couple of years or what have you. And I kind of want to be able to etch my own sector in it and create my own lane in the R&B world and have my own voice, because that's really why I got into this, because I know that the things that I say is different, and I have my own thought process, I have my own voice. I'm not a person that feels like I need to just abide by group thought, so how I deliver things, whether it's in my music or in my content, I'm always going to be myself uniquely. So, we do have some new music on the way. I used to create a lot of rap rock, like I'm saying, more on the dark R&B wave, but you gotta listen to it. And people tend to tell me it's on like good chill vibes and relatable, but when it drops, make sure you check it out. But we still in the unreleased stages. I like to take my time with stuff, because when I pop out, I don't want people to directly associate it with whatever else I got going on. Because when you're creating, you don't want to let people put you in a box. People will put you in a box. They'll try to put you in a box. They'll try to say that you can't be anything outside of what you project yourself to be in that moment. But I'm a very multifaceted individual. So when I roll that out, it's gonna be rolled out in its own way, the same way that I rolled out everything else when I started off as an interviewer and doing a lot of entertaining content. People tried to box me as a comedian. And then when I started doing the music reviewing stuff, they was like, oh yeah, you're just a music reviewer. And then when I started doing food reviewing, they're like, oh yeah, you're just a food reviewer. When I was trying to be a sports journalist, it was like, oh yeah, you just do sports stuff, you just do journalism stuff, So I always gonna bring out different parts of my personality, different parts of my brain, to show people that, a real creator gonna create no matter what the mediums are. As long as you have the ability to create, I'm gonna show you the different avenues in which I could showcase myself, But I also understand the concept that, you have to make people be comfortable with a side of you before they are able to be open to all the different sides of you. So, like I said, I started off in the interviewing lane, and I was okay with the fact people wanted to call me a comedian. I even dropped a comedy special called the Jersey Mike Special on Roku, EBNTV, make sure you check it out. But like I said, I got different sides of me. So as I continue this EBNTV journey, you're gonna see different sides of me, and not only just me, but other people that are under the EBNTV branch and umbrella, because I not only started EBNTV to showcase my own skills and broadcast my talents, but to broadcast the talents of other people as well, other creatives that want to shine and have a spotlight. I put a platform together for photographers. I also showcase other hosts that have unique personalities. I'm just trying to make sure that the creative world is in a good space, and we're really shining a light on individuals that are trying to be different and are just naturally different and want to have a different way of expressing themselves. So, yeah, for sure. So I released my clothing line, EBN Wear, in 2020. It's available on the EBNTV.com. You can definitely check it out. We got do-rags, we got swimwear, we got bags, we got hoodies, we got shirts, we got windbreakers, raincoats, we got shoes, we got socks. We're going crazy, what I'm saying? But, I also don't promote it all the time because I got some new stuff I'm working on, but you can definitely still get it. It's still there. It's out there. What I'm saying? Like I said, the EBNTV.com. But I guess I'm such like that's sometimes the problem of being such a multifaceted creator. I can be so hard on myself and a perfectionist to where like I don't want to really project the thing that I got going on until it's fine-tuned to where I truly like it. But but I think that's also what makes me me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna do things. Like I try to be very meticulous with what I'm doing. You know, you have to have intent or else you're just doing anything. And I don't want to just do anything because this is my career and my life we're talking about. So, you know, I like to really make sure that when it comes out or when everything is rolled out, you know, it makes sense and it's all part of the timeline, the journey, so that, you know, you as the viewer are able to, you know, kind of see the progression of what I got going on and where I started to where I'm going. You know, like I said, Ben had this out. We got new stuff on the way. And if you want to copy one, make sure you do that. You know what I'm saying? The EBNTV.com/where. And if it's not that, you can still find it on the EBNTV.com. It's on the homepage. Tap in, getting down and dirty, expeditiously. I genuinely enjoy the creative process of turning an idea into a final product. So whether that's a physical product, whether that's a digital product, no matter what it is, like I genuinely enjoy creations and just making things. You know, I love editing, even though it's time consuming and sometimes daunting. I love, once again, taking an idea and turning it into a final product, and the blood, sweat, and tears that goes into something that was just a thought and then materializes into something bigger than that. You know, so I enjoy the whole process. I really do. Like, as a creative and a creator, you have to enjoy the whole process or else it will feel overwhelming. It will feel daunting and make you want to stop for months and months at a time. But real creator, you're going to have to push through that, because it's not about the trials and tribulations. That's actually all a part of it. If you don't go through any trials and tribulations, you won't appreciate the end of the road. You know, you won't appreciate the light when it finally is shining so bright, because you wouldn't have really took the time to know that obstacles are gonna occur. You know, there's no good without bad. If you have everything good in your life at all times, no something bad coming, because that's just how life works. It's not all good and it's not all bad. If you're going through a long period of bad, there's gonna be a good that's gonna come as well, you know? So, yeah, I truly enjoy all the process of being a creator, because that's what you have to do. If you're really called to this life, there's gonna be a lot of things that's you know, where you might not know how to put together the product in the way that you want to see it put together. So you either now have to learn, or you have to try to reach out to somebody else that may have that knowledge more than you. But either way, you know, you should also mentally know how to do certain things and be willing to, you know, find that knowledge and always be willing to learn and know that you don't know everything, because, you know, no one knows everything. You feel me? But once again, just to kind of directly answer the question, I love the creative process because I am a creator. So the things that stand out in this creative process that really hits a light bulb is that, you know, you will go at your own speed. I think that's something that you learn along the way, and you'll see there's tons of people that have kind of been neck and neck with me, and then I can admit that they've kind of took off and that's happened several times, you know, to where you may look at yourself and be like, damn, why am I not blowing up at their speed? Why are they doing things at their pace, and why is their pace going faster than mine? But we all are put on this world and have our own lane, and we have our own timeline, and you can't rush the timeline because their timeline was supposed to be for them. You don't know what they were really doing when they were in your face, all the time and effort they might put in, or the lack of time and effort that they may put in. Because also, at the end of the day, you might see somebody blow up, but then the faster it goes up, the harder it falls and the faster that it falls. So you don't really want quick success, because microwaves, they turn on and they turn off, you know? So you don't really want to see something explode, especially if you don't know what to do with it. You know, it's actually better to put that time and effort in. You even listen to like Lil Tecca, right? He even says you don't want your first song to be a hit. And Lil Tecca's first song wasn't a hit. I was listening to Lil Tecca's music before he had the Ransom song, but he didn't have too much music out. But then a lot of people started to really judge him and criticize him heavily. And he was only like 16, 17 or something like that. And he had like a top 10 billboarding charting hit, you know? So you really want to put that effort in, put that time in, get that timeline, show people that you went from point A to point B. You know, there's people that have seen my journey from 2017 to now, and they know that I put that effort in. You can't tell me that I'm an industry plan or something like that. Like, I really worked super hard, you know? So, and once again, like, I still feel those moments of, damn, like, why am I not further along? But it's all part of my journey. and you have to acknowledge that your journey is not the same as somebody else's. Once you truly lock in on that and take that time to isolate and know why you're doing this, why you're doing it is not the same as why someone else is doing it. And that's why their path is going in the way that it's going and yours is going in the way that it's going as well. So, you have to really know why you're doing it, find that why, and continue to push. No matter what I do, it's all under an umbrella of the creation and innovation and being uniquely myself and wanting to make an impact on this world and wanting to be an inspiration for the people that look at me and say, damn, I feel like I can do that because, I have people that kind of motivated me in my journey, but I wouldn't say I ever had like a mentor. I really feel like I always had to directly motivate myself and say, yo, this is why you're doing this, Taylor, so keep doing it, because at the end of the day, nobody really cares about you. We all kind of care about ourselves, and that's okay because we're all living as a main character in our own games, and that all makes sense. But you have to once again know why you're doing it and just keep going if that's what you want to do. And all these things I learned along the way because once again, I didn't have a mentor that was telling me what it is that was going to keep me going, why I should keep going, why you should ignore haters, why haters is actually good, why all good isn't good, and why all bad isn't bad, and how to kind of read people and how to look through what people are trying to tell you or try to see directly what it is people may want out of you or what you can directly be able to get out of somebody else so that you can be able to have mutualistic relationships along the way. And, so all these things you learn by doing. So you have to learn by doing, you have to learn by trying, and you achieve by doing. You don't achieve by overthinking. You have to do it. Don't overthink it, do it, which is hard as a creative to not overthink. But along the way, I also started to cultivate it as deep thought because it's okay to think deeply about your actions. You really should, and not to just crash out and do things because then that leads to consequences. But, you really should evaluate your actions, know why you're doing them, progress, and the journey is a long one, but it's worth it if that's what you feel like you were called to do. I want my legacy to be that I got down and dirty expeditiously. I'm trying to show you, what I'm saying? Whatever I wanted to do, I did that thing. Like, I don't care if somebody was trying to help me. I don't care if somebody was trying to hate on me. I don't care if someone looked at me a certain way and felt like they couldn't relate to me or thought I was weird or thought I was different or thought I was odd. I don't care. I was always going to be me, and I was going to do it uniquely, and I was going to be myself uniquely, and I was always going to try different things, and I was always going to create, and I was always going to cultivate, and I was always going to inspire and motivate because that's what I genuinely enjoy doing. And I was always going to be the person that I wanted to be and not going to shift for others and try to change to someone else's agenda because of what they wanted me to be or what they saw for me. And I love that people may see certain things from me, but I always have to know why I'm doing it and what I see for myself. And, I just enjoy being an authentic person, being genuine to who I want to be. And I feel like I'm going to be remembered for always getting down and dirty, expeditiously. I'm trying to show you. Any upcoming work? We got a couple shows on the way. I'm gonna really show y'all what it means to be you, and that will cultivate itself in multiple different ways, multiple different mediums. We got, like I said, different shows, different interview shows, different food shows. I've been building out this show on YouTube called Where Should I Eat Today? So you can go ahead and tap into that. We got another show with an alcohol brand. Keep it on the hush right now. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned. But we also got some new content coming to the EBNTV Roku channel. Okay. We got exclusive content coming to the Passes platform, Taylor Elajas. All right. Exclusive stuff over there. I'm telling you, exclusive shows. I'm doing consultations, helping other creators become the best creator they can be and building your brand and how to market yourself, how to gain exposure. I also want people to know that I am a vessel, and you can also tap into me to where you can get some advice, get some tips, get some tools. And once again, I wasn't blessed to have that where somebody took me under their wing and said, yo, I see what you're doing, come. I literally every day had to tell myself that I had to get out of my own body and say, yo, Taylor, we going on this ride, but you got Taylor now, so utilize me. Tap in on the Passes platform. I got some tips and tricks for you, Once again, we got some exclusive content. We got a show called Tasty Talks where I interview chefs, okay? I'm gonna also really bring a different pizzazz to this food world. In case you ain't know, you should definitely tap in. Once again, EBN Eats on YouTube. Where should I eat today? Also check out my food content on TikTok and Instagram. Taylor Elajas. You should also tap into Atmosphere. TikTok meets yo. Dope platform. You can also check out my food content over there. Taylor Elajas. All right, I'm bringing personality to every single stage I step in, and I'm gonna do it expeditiously because I get down and dirty. You really need to look inwards. Who do you want to be? Not who your parents want you to be, not who your friends want you to be. Who do you want to be? And lock in. Take that time to isolate. It's okay to not be around a lot of people. Like, I didn't really hang out with friends consistently until I got to high school. What age are you in high school? Like 14? So that means most of my life, I was locked in on myself. And it's not that I was being mad productive. I was watching mad TV, watching mad YouTube, drawing, painting. But I realized through all that isolation and time spent for myself that I am unique. And I'm not weird, I'm unique. Because people used to call me weird. People used to call me odd. But I will always dare to be different. And it's okay to dare to be different. It's okay to be unique. It's not a curse word. Somebody calls you weird. Why are you weird though? Take that thing that people are maybe calling you weird for and acknowledge why they're calling you weird. Are they just a sheep? Are you the black sheep? It's okay to be the black sheep. If you look around the field and you see that you're looking at a bunch of white sheep and you can acknowledge yourself as different, know why that is and hone in on that and double down. Because the more people are telling you like, yo, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And even if you don't have an answer, and you get offended by these people telling you these things, then once again, you got to isolate. And it's okay to isolate. Once again, like you need to lock in and know who you are so that people are coming at you for certain things, it don't hurt you. Hate is good. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. That's just real life. If everyone love you, you doing something wrong. I embrace the hate. I know that there's no good without bad. There's no bad without good. Everything not gonna go up. Everything not gonna go down. But you gotta know why it's going up and you gotta know why it's going down so you can reverse it. If you don't know why things are happening, if you don't maintain a certain level of emotional control, you're gonna crash out. And you don't wanna crash out because you got one life. You don't wanna end up behind some bars and your life gone. So maintain some level of emotional stability, emotional control. Know why you're living. Create a reason to why you should keep going. Because the average person don't care if you keep going or not. If you crash out, they're gonna laugh at you. But you gotta make sure you know why you're doing these things. Embrace the hate. Embrace who you are. Be yourself uniquely. And if that means being a creator, then do that. But if it don't mean being a creator, it's okay. You don't gotta be me. That's why I keep saying be you. Even though you hear me saying all these things, I done racked up all these accolades. I done got millions of views. I done started companies. I have employees under me. I got people that are inspired by me, but that's okay if you don't want to be that. But what do you want to be? Once again, don't try to be me if you don't think that you can be me or just because you think it's cool to be me. Because there's a lot of obstacles that come with being me. What do you want to do? Isolate, lock in on who you want to be, what you want to do, what impact you want to make on this world, and then do it. Don't just think about it. Actually do it. And then get down and dirty. Expeditiously.
I love you, 508.